Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I am your host, the Ranting Monkey. Hope you're having a good Friday. And I know there's people, it's only Wednesday, Monkey. Shut the hell up. We know. It'll be Friday when most people hear this, though. So, guys, hope you're having a wonderful day, whatever damn day it happens to be. Apologies in advance. My voice has been going throughout the night, and it'll probably go out on me while we're talking, and I'll start to sound weird. Sorry about that. We finally got answers, guys. We finally got answers on what the hell is going on with the Washington Redskins. The Washington football team, the unnamed Washington football team. We've had a couple of days worth of speculation. Lots of people indicating that they knew the scoop. They knew the scoop, you guys, and they were going to give it to us in advance of the Washington Post story, because the Post had let it be known that they were doing a story for some damn reason, and it turns out it's nothing major. Nothing major. It's just a run-of-the-mill, not even a good #MeToo story. 15 employees or former employees have come forward. Only one willing to use their name on record to claim sexual harassment within the Redskins organization. Formerly Rodline says it was ugly, but that was way overhyped. It wasn't all that ugly. I mean, like the one that they got upset about is because a guy texted a chick, or no, this chick texted the guy. That's what it was. Asking him if he, or telling him about some meeting, and he let her know that he wasn't going. And then he told her to go find a man, because she was young and single, and he's like, go find a man. And he's like, rude. And that was the exchange. That's the horrible thing this man said to a woman. Mostly it was just guys telling women they thought they were cute and trying to get them in bed. The worst when it comes to how they were actually treated is apparently there was one guy who yelled at people, which in a football organization, that's weird. That's weird. He called me fucking stupid. Well, did he treat men the same way? Because I'm betting if he was talking to you like that, he was talking to other men that way as well. But the majority of it, I mean, there's only two instances of actual contact. One was a reporter who got pinched on the hip, and the other one was a random statement thrown out there that somebody got pinched on the ass. Is it professional? Certainly not by today's standards. Is it salacious? Oh, only by the most boring standards in history. There really wasn't much to it. It's just they suggested we were pretty and that we should maybe show our butts more. He said I had a nice butt. They talked about whether or not I had fake boobies. That's what it was. Now, I had one of those moments as I was reading this. I had one of those moments where I was like, maybe, just maybe, men and women really shouldn't work together. Just don't work together. Because the allegations in this is a long write-up, you guys, and the allegations amount to basically nothing. At best, this is something that if they had an active HR department, which they said they had no HR department, and they weren't telling new people how to go to HR. Okay. If they had an active HR department, the worst that would have happened is somebody would get a talking to them and told stop doing that. But because this all came out, several people involved, several people who were accused have been fired or stepped down. They oddly enough, within the last couple of days. What a waste of hype. Oh God, it was such a waste of hype. I was hoping at least the paying off ref things was going to be in there, but no. I wanted to see the Washington Redskins owner, Mr. Dan Snyder, wasting millions of dollars on referees only to still be losing. That would have been awesome. That would have made me happy as a Redskins hater. Sorry, I keep calling them Redskins. As a blank hater. Can we call them the Washington Blanks for now? I don't know what we're supposed to call them. The Washington things. Unfortunately, yeah, it's just some of it felt a little bit petty, honest. I got to be honest. Yeah. I have no doubt that okay, there was one other one that was kind of creepy. They told women to be careful when they're walking down this one set of stairs because if you walked in just the wrong spot, guys could look up your skirt from 2 floors down. And one guy was just looking up there without even trying to hide it. I'm like, did you move over a little bit or did you keep giving him a show? Because she goes, he even moved to get a better look. Like, well, you had to have been watching him for a while to see that. And you didn't go, oh shit, he's looking at my dress. Maybe I should walk over here a little bit. Now, I know what you're going to say. That's blaming the victim monkey. A little bit. But if I'm, showing my panties to where people could see it, I'm going to stop doing that. That's just me. But she actually said that he even moved to get a better look. Like, well, how long were you watching him look up your dress? At some point, that becomes, exhibitionism. Tofu says this all seems mundane. It is. By today's standards, by the Me Too movement standards, this is mundane as fuck. This is a bunch of people who stop talking to people that way. You're in a professional setting. It's not the 1950s. Sorry, you don't get to talk whichever way you want. Men and women do have to work together, so stop it. They're going to cry. Don't tell them how pretty they are. Don't tell them. In fact, if you could make comments about how mundane they look, then it'll probably be better for everyone. Like, oh, you look rather mundane today. Guys, if you work with women, I encourage you to do that. When you see them each day, like, oh, didn't put much effort in, huh? Just things like that, so that they know that you don't find them attractive in any way. It's better for society if you do that. Whew. I was going to go on to Undoom stream. I was in his waiting room for a little bit, and I was actually a little bit upset because not only do I love Undoomed and would love to talk to him, he's doing a birthday stream right now, but Razor Fist had just jumped in. But I had to jump over here and get this done because I got to get this done so I can do my game stream. And then my fat, tired ass can go to sleep. The truth of the matter is, Monkey's tired. I get along more with men at work than I do with women, to be honest. Look, I don't know how many women are employed there. They say there's this culture where women are warned about this stuff when they first. People are going to tell you you're pretty. They're going to say you have nice legs. They're going to comment on your butt. They might guess whether or not you have fake titties. All the women will pull somebody aside as soon as a woman is hired and tell them that. At least that's what the woman who would let herself be on record said. I'm not doubting that. Maybe that is true. And again, maybe they need to clean up their corporate atmosphere. And they've hired a group. Was it 2 days ago? Oddly enough. Did it cross your mind to rest your voice? No, of course not. You know better than that. They did hire a firm that's supposed to come in and go over all their corporate policies and do some corporate training and tell guys not to tell women that they have nice butts or nice boobies. Because no woman wants to hear that ever. Ever. Don't tell them that, guy. I'm telling you guys, for the good of all humanity, start telling women how absolutely even atrocious they look to you. Be like, you know, you're kind of ugly. You got that report for me? It's just better for you. It's just better. You're tired. Why are you streaming, you silly old man? Because it's what I do. You can snuff us for Razor Fist and Undoomed. We want to see that more than you know. I would love to do that more than you know, but show must go on, my friend. Show must go on. I did get over there later than I meant to. Did you guys see that video that I retweeted and talked about during the stream of that father who went and saw the 20-year-old who got his daughter's heart? His daughter drowned while they were on vacation, and her heart went into a young man's chest. And so the dad rode 2,600 miles on his bike to go see him. And they show the reunion. Oh my God, it is touching. And if it doesn't make you at least well up a little bit, if you don't at least get a little misty, you're dead inside. But I went and I looked at more of the story, and there's much longer videos about it, and it's such an amazingly awesome story. I just got lost in it for a little bit because his daughter was 20 when she died. She was 20, and they were on vacation in Mexico, and she drowned. Meanwhile, this kid is 20 with congestive heart failure. 20 with congestive heart failure. They told him he had about 8 days left to live. Can you imagine confronting your own mortality with that much advanced knowledge at 20? Holy shit. You got a week to live, 20-year-old. Fuck, and you're going to spend it all in this bed. Jesus. So he gets a new lease on life thanks to this guy's daughter dying. And he met the whole family, and he talks to this kid, and he listens to his daughter's heartbeat in his chest. It was fucking amazing. Fucking amazing. It makes me a little sad that nobody's gonna want my organs when I die. Be like, you want anything of monkeys? No. There's nothing there that works properly. Thanks. His pancreas doesn't work. His lungs don't work right. The only thing on me that does work right is my heart. Yeah. Natalie says I'm already crying a bit. Oh, go watch it. It will just make you absolutely bawl. I had tears running down my face. I won't lie. I'm a man, and I'll tell you, I cried at that thing. When your little girl passes and you get to hear her chest giving somebody, or her heart in somebody else's chest, giving them both life in a way, at least, you know. Thank God for your wife. That's the only thing that works. My elbows work okay. You could donate your body to science fiction. I could probably donate it to science, because there have been doctors that are like, I don't know how you're still working. Like, I don't know. I didn't do nothing. I'll take your spine when you die. I want to make a bone whip. It's got a kink in it, man. Sorry. It won't make much of a decent whip, because, I mean, you'd have to break off titanium and shit. There's just too much work in it. 1 or 2 people could use your eyes. My eyes aren't very good either. Well, they're decent. For me being 45 and only occasionally needing my glasses because I have I pull up script that is too small, or I have the chat too small. It's not too bad. I can see most of what I need to see. My wife, I'm constantly amazed because she wears glasses too. She's like blind without her glasses. And I've done tests. I'm like, can you see me now? Can you see? And move back, and eventually it's like, you're just a ball of fuzz to me right now. Like, that's so weird. That's so weird. Because even with my eyes the way they are, I can still see her very well. Can I have your brain? I want to try something I saw on Satsu's cooking channel. No, nobody can eat my brain. Monk wears glasses. I have glasses. I got my glasses when I was, how old was I? 26? I've never gotten a new prescription. Wait, has it been that long? Holy shit, it has. Yeah, I've had those same glasses for 20 years. I should go get them checked out, you know. Just saying. That's a gift to both of you. You can see her. She can't see you. I know. Trust me, I know. She doesn't have to see what a pathetic being I've become. I've worn glasses since I was 10. I had really good eyes. The only reason I had to get glasses, and I think they did it to me on purpose, was I went to get my eyes checked for my license, and they made me go, it's like, we won't give it to you. You got to have glasses. I'm like, God damn it. I have a very, very light prescription, but it was one of those moments. When I first got my glasses, I spent all day lifting them up, putting them back down, lifting them up, putting them back down. I'm like, wow, look at the straight lines on that. It just looks fuzzy to me most of the time. All right. But anyway, women with glasses are sexy. Lady Monkey sounds hotter every time I learn something about it. Look, I love women with glasses. I like that nerdy look. I do. I can't help it. You give me glasses and some messed up hair, not like, you know, horribly messed up, but it looks like she did it in the morning and it's just falling down throughout the day. I'm there, man. You know, Byron, my liver probably actually works. My liver probably works. I don't abuse that too much. Kidneys aren't too bad either. Liver and kidneys. So, and if anybody needs my appendix, I'm pretty sure it's still working too. Glasses are hot as fuck. Yeah, man. I like women in the glasses. I like that nerdy librarian look, you know, the sexy librarian, but I don't need her to be sexy. Just nerdy is fine. So we had the Washington Redskins and their non-story. I was so upset by that. So upset by that. I mean, it was a non-story. I was waiting all day for that because they said it was coming today, and we got nothing. Nothing. We have to play a video from Billy de Blasio because this man's a fucking retard. We've been talking about what's going on in New York City. Remember, AOC told us the crime wave is because of the bread bandits. Goddamn bread bandits. Mayor Bill de Blasio, he has a different take.
We now have fewer people in our jails than any time since World War II. And we are safer for it and better for it.
Apparently he hadn't been warned about the bread bandits. He hasn't been warned about what's been going on with all of the stealing of the loaves of bread. We have fewer people in our jails than at any time since World War II. Does anybody know how much the population of New York has gone up since World War II? I'm curious. I'm betting it's by quite a lot. And I'm betting just on a statistical basis, the number of criminals has probably gone up proportionately with the population. But we have fewer people in our jails than at any time since World War II. And we are safer for it, and we are better for it. You know what? If he had just said we're better for it, that's an opinion. That's an opinion that you can't really quantify, you know? You can sit there and go, but crime has gone up. And he goes, yes, but we have more people being productive. They offset each other. You can make an argument about that. You know what I mean? What you can't do is argue that it's safer when it's statistically not. You have more shootings now than you've had like since the 90s. So, I mean, unless you're comparing it to that and saying we're still a little bit better than we were in the 90s, which, by the way, probably not a good place to go, Bill. I know I'm not your campaign advisor or anything, but if I was one of your political advisors, I'd be like, shh, don't let that happen. We are safer for it and better for it. De Blasio took a fat check to say that clearly. I don't know what this guy's problem is. I really don't. This guy, I think he's just an idiot. I really do. When's the last time you said, shh, just let it happen anyway? Oh, it's been a while. But I didn't say just let it happen. I said don't let it happen. So there you go. It's been a while since I've said it. Look, my catchphrases fall in and out of favor. It's what happens. Difference in population of New York, 45 to 2020, about 10 million. Yeah. You'd imagine at least some of those were criminals, right? Some violent criminals even. Out of 10 million, at least 10, right? But don't worry, guys. Less people in jail. Now, saying the city's better for it, I would argue against that. But that's not something you can point to. You have to take an aggregate to do that, right? Sorry, guys, got to move my mic a little bit. You've got to do an aggregate thing there. Like, okay, does this outweigh that? And it's a personal preference, really. Safer, you had a 1-year-old girl shot in a park the other day. Your June number of shootings was double what it was last year. I don't. Now, what he's getting to, see, this is some bullshit. For those of you who don't know what's going on in New York City, if you're lucky enough not to pay attention to that stupid shit, you have the bail stuff. In New York City, they've gotten rid of bail except for violent crimes. And this is kind of what AOC was talking about as well. Remember that? Because she's like, the police, their own stuff said the re-release rate, the re-release rate is like really low. Their own stuff said it's not doing it. It's the bread, you guys. There's a big argument on whether or not they should be holding people on bail for crime. And they've just been, okay, arrest and release. And you better come back when it's your court date. I don't know if they're coming back when it's their court date. I couldn't tell you. New York, hey, at least we're not Chicago. Duck, you gotta add something to that sentence. You need a comma, yet. New York has far more potential for violence than Chicago does. Just by way of having a lot more people. So, comma, yet. When it comes to the safety aspect of it, I don't know if you need to throw everybody who's or require a bail on everybody who's been arrested. Some people can't pay it and it's some petty ass crime. Okay, I get that. Somebody shoplifts a loaf of bread and you're like, we don't really need to throw this person in jail or require $500, that kind of stuff. But the whole point there was to make sure they were coming back, for their court dates. Are they? I don't know. Are courts even open in Manhattan, in the Bronx and Brooklyn? Are the criminal trials going on still? I know that shit was shut down for a while or scaled way the hell back. But, I mean, I don't feel like you can point to anything that's going on right now under COVID and in any way say it is a new normal or normal or say that, I don't want to put this. Say something is or isn't based just off of what's going on under COVID. You know what I mean? Because we have a very unusual circumstance. You have a lot more people who are out of work. If AOC wanted to make a point about crime going up, this kind of thing, people being out of work, not just there's some of them out there stealing bread. Some of them are bored out of their fucking minds and they go do stupid shit. It happens. Does that mean that's what the crime rate will always be? No. But one thing we can say is the crime rate's gone up. That is a fact. The violent crime rate in New York is skyrocketing right now. In some instances, doubling, for fuck's sake. How in the fuck do you get in front of people and say they're safer? Unless you're a deluded piece of shit. But remember, this is the same guy who, as the crime rate was skyrocketing, decided that was the best time to announce that he was reducing police budgets by $1 million or $1 billion. So I just don't think he's a very smart guy, which is scary because he's got himself to a pretty high position in power. Mayor of New York City is not a small position. That's it's not a federal position and it's not a governorship, but it's as close to either of those as you're going to get. We don't give the same kind of deference to, say, the mayor of Chicago or the mayor of LA or Atlanta or any of this shit. They might come up in the news every once in a while, but the mayor of New York, I mean, they just end up in the news all the time. Giuliani was like that. Who's that really weird character? Ed Koch before him. Wasn't Cuomo governor for a while? Or sorry, not governor, mayor. Bloomberg was mayor. That position holds a very rare place in American politics of being quite the seat of power for having no real power. It's based strictly on the size of the city. The problem with people leaving New York City is them bringing their blue state politics with them. Leave that bullshit behind. No. Lindsay, you're going to learn very quickly that democratic policies are very much like communism. They only fail because they haven't been tried right. Just saying. He's the same fuckstain who abandoned his job as our mayor and gallivanted about trying to run for president. Of course he's deluded. Well, I mean, he only did that for a short time. But just some of the things that he said and done recently, like the painting of Black Lives Matter in front of Trump's building. All right. One, you just opened your city up to being forced to let other people paint their shit on your roads or being sued to oblivion. Two, you just did something really, really petty with city money. Because it's not, I don't remember if the city themselves painted it, but they did give them permission, and then city workers cleaned it up when somebody desecrated it. You desecrated it. You're going to learn that we're going to win. We're going to repaint it with city funding. That's where your tax money's going, New York City. To repainting Black Lives Matter. You know, because Democrats really need the votes this time. They're desperately worried that Trump is going to beat Biden, and they need the black vote to win. They do. They cannot win without that black vote. That is what cost Hillary here in Michigan. It's what cost her in many swing states. Black people are like, I ain't voting for this bitch. They're like, I'm not voting for Trump either, but I ain't voting for this bitch. And so their numbers were down. It's like, if we can get the black people all riled up, they'll come vote for us. And then Chucky Schumer comes out today to announce a $350 billion? I think it was. $350 billion plan to, where's that at here? $350 billion in investment in communities of color. Which, by the way, they can't do. They can't do. That would get slapped down by the Supreme Court so fast it'd make your head spin. That's why you always see this when they do, we're going to do investment in impoverished areas. Impoverished areas. Because you can do that. You cannot do it based on color of skin. We're going to do it in communities of color. No, you're not. That's racist. It just is. But you can do it in impoverished areas, Mr. Schumer. But why now? You guys had the House last year. You had your role in the Senate last year. Chucky, why didn't you do it then? There's so many of these, like, why didn't you do it then? Things that come up with this Black Lives Matter stuff that it really, really should make everybody just stop and go, huh. There should be some kind of reckoning with what's going on. It is so blatantly pandering, so blatantly racist pandering. And no one's calling them out for it. No one's calling them out for it. Okay, I don't want to say no one because I've been doing it for a while and there's other people who've been doing it for a while. Nobody in the mainstream that is going to be cared about is doing it very often. You know what I mean? Isn't investing in impoverished areas just gentrification? Don't impoverished areas hate gentrification? Well, Kylis, it's funny you should bring that up because investing in communities of color, well, that would be gentrification. We're told gentrification is racist. It's going to force out the black people because they can't get jobs and afford better rent for some reason. Although black people do it all the time. Maybe they'll have to give them free rent to go along with it. I only say that because, that's been the plan all along. Anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget this show is brought to you by you. If you're enjoying what you're seeing, please hit the like, please share, and tell your friends. Go out there and be like, Monkey talks about his dick a lot, but he's a smart guy. Or whatever lie you need to tell him to get him here. It's funny to me that there was a small push to call Democrats out on this bullshit early on in this election cycle. But that's been tramped down. And if you point to it, if you're a black person, you point to it, you're a coon or you're an Uncle Tom. And it never ceases to amaze me how many people are willing to just be bought off. Black people, seriously, what have the Democrats ever done for you? Ever? LBJ signed the Civil Rights Act. All right, there's one. There's an argument that FDR helped black people to be able to eat with his New Deal bullshit. Okay, you got two. Is there anything else? Anything? I'm being deadly serious here. I'm having a hard time putting my finger on anything Democrats can point to and say, we did this for black people. Now, I've seen them say they're going to do stuff for black people all the time. Monkey, their ancestors brought them to America by buying them. Yvonne Potato, you're not wrong there. So I guess in a weird, horrifically weird way that maybe you could make that argument. But all along, I can't think of any time the Democrats have done anything that actually has helped blacks. They tell them they're going to. They absolutely tell them they're going to. And then they turn around and nothing happens. But don't worry, guys, because maybe that's why Schumer's willing to make this deal. Maybe that's why Schumer's willing to say this. Senate are announcing our new Economic Justice Act, a major proposal to invest $250 billion in communities of color. He knows he can't do that. Maybe that's why he's willing. Frank Hubbard, thank you. I've never seen D actually benefit them. Now, are you being dirty there in wordplay? Or do you actually mean Democrats? I just realized by my alert how quiet my computer is. There we go. And turn that up a little bit because we are going to have to find that video of Kaylee. Because the press was dirty today, you guys. Really dirty today. LGB did it to black people, not for black people. I get you, Helen, and I would probably agree with you with the wording there. But if you're going to point to something that Democrats can say they actually did for that they can say they did for black people, the Civil Rights Act is the last one I can think of. And again, that's one of two I can think of. Honestly meant Democrat. Okay, I was hoping so, Frank, but I mean, it could go either way. So, the press was dirty today. Imagine my shock. I know, right? Maybe Chuck Schumer is telling blacks, hey, we're going to give you all this money because he knows even if Democrats take over the Senate and Joe Biden wins, there's no way that can go through. It's illegal. You can't give federal money like that. It is one challenge to the Supreme Court, and it's shot down for being racist. This has been decided long ago. Again, impoverished neighborhood, yes. Colorful neighborhood, no. You can't do that. You can't do it you can't give money based on race. So maybe Chuck is just smarter than I'm giving him credit for. Maybe he's, Thank you, Frank. A majority of nay votes on CR were Democrat. Again, I'm not disagreeing with you. It's CR being civil rights, guys. Not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying it's the only thing they can point to and go, a Democrat did that for us. That'd be LB, whether we like him or not. Lyndon Baines Johnson is the one who signed off on that. So, is what it is. And look, man, Democrats have been fucking black people since the beginning. Since the fucking beginning. Back when they were called Democrat Republicans. That used to be the name of their party. Democrat Republicans. They ran against the Federalists. And they've been racist since the fucking beginning. Anyhow, I feel like it's just too overt at this point. It's overt to the point where the media should be looking at these guys and, come on, stop it. Just stop it. Rolling up a newspaper and hitting Chucky in the nose going, no. But we'll never get to that point. Yeah. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I do, but I understand it because I know how our press operates. I know what they're there for, and I know that they are just an unpaid wing of the Democratic Party. And anybody wants to argue with me on that, you're free to have your opinion, but I got plenty of examples. Got lots of them. I do one usually every night, at least. The vast majority of our press is nothing more than unpaid members of the Democratic Party. And we can't be sure they're not paid. Speaking of paid, I saw that Ilhan Omar has become the first candidate endorsed by MoveOn.org this election cycle. She still never got back to me on who she's siding with in the China versus Muslim thing over there with the Uyghurs. I'm very curious if she's going with the commies or the Muslims, because I could see her going either way there. And I I was really hoping she would answer. Maybe I shouldn't have been a shithead to her so many times in the past. But in the tradition of being a shithead to her, I did ask her after she announced that Move On had endorsed her so kindly in this most important of all elections. I asked her if Tim, her husband, bought her anything with all the money that he's funneled in, or that she's funneled into his company. Yeah. I'm curious. You guys tell me if I'm off base here. Real quick, Evolved Potato. By the law, they can't do reparations, but just because the law is against it doesn't mean SCOTUS will rule it that way. You've seen the recent rulings. The recent rulings have gone 50-50, but we're talking about an EEOC thing. Well, not EEOC, but equal, or the equality clauses. This would be what? The 14th Amendment, 24th, 14th, yeah. They can't do it based on that. You can't just throw money at them and go, yes, there you go. It's got to be equal. Anyhow, Ilhan, one more. Technically, Ilhan Omar was sleeping with an employee. Technically. This Tim guy that she eventually married, the one that she ruined his marriage and ruined her own marriage by fucking him when he was a consultant that they were paying. She was paying his company. He was working for her. Shouldn't she be Me Too'd over that? Isn't that bad if you're in a position of power to be using your vagina or penis to, get some while you're paying somebody? I thought you weren't allowed to do that. She's definitely in a position of power. She's a fucking congresswoman. Isn't that a Me Too? I feel like it should be a Me Too. Maybe I'm just thinking too much about it. Maybe I'm putting too much thought into it. Pretty sure women are Me Too proof. Ask Katie Hill. I'm pretty sure this is, a roundabout way of what Katie Hill went to jail for, or not went to jail, had to give up her seat for. Because, technically that person was on her staff, but she's paying this guy, right? And it's not like there are provisions for family members in the ethics rules where in a fucking weird way our rules are written, consultants can work, for you and still be family. But they weren't when it started. She wasn't fucking him before the campaign. She ain't started banging him till after she started paying. That's a Me Too, right? Am I wrong? No, I get there's a lot of you going pussy pat, blah, blah, blah. But if we're applying rules equally, is my logic off on that? Because I feel like my logic is right in line with theirs. That puts her in a position of power. She shouldn't have even been in any way hitting on this man. She basically red-skinned this man. And now he lost his wife. And he's got to be married to her stanky ass for the rest of his. Sorry. Actually, I missed Lords of the Night. They probably talked about that shit already. Which shit, Pete? Sorry, I'm trying to read the chat and talk at the same time here. But Pete, I don't even see what you said. Talked about which shit? There we go. Sent you an article about the North Carolina voting for reparations if you want to check it out. Oh, about North Carolina where yeah, I saw that. We didn't talk about it. That story broke yesterday, right? I think it's one of the ones I saw first when I was waking up today. there was not as much furor over it as I thought there would be. Fury. I don't know how to say that word. And it's not North Carolina giving reparations. It is a town in North Carolina, right? You need some Jack. I need some sleep, man. I need some fucking sleep. Fervor. That's how you say it. Damn it. I went immediately to Hitler instead. Damn it. I always have trouble with that word. It's one of those words I always have trouble with. I don't know why I attempt to say it. It's like one of these times I'm going to stick the landing. God damn it. McKellen says, love you, Monk, but unlike you, I work tomorrow. Hospital work. Yay. Go get some sleep. I work tomorrow. I work every night. I just don't have to get up and walk around when I work. As a black albino, what kind of reparations am I due? None, but have you tried being a boxing trainer? And yes, Richo, I'll probably do a game stream right after this. It's going to depend on how my throat feels, honest to God, because holy moly, it's been a rough one. The hell? Oh, this is the one with the stabbing. Yeah, I saw that one. Nuts. This is the one that I hadn't watched, but I saw the story come by. You know what? I will put this in the chat for anybody who wants to see it. This is not one I can show. It's not one I can show. And it's not one I think I would show because there's some horrific violence in that one. All right. I want to go find Kaylee. You know what? No, I don't. I want to go find the story I was reading earlier. History. There we are. Where is that? I can't remember where I read it. During Lords of the Night, I pulled up that story about Kaylee McEnany. How do you say their damn names? This one. Jake Tapper fact checks his own CNN colleagues pushing misleading quote from Kaylee McEnany. God bless. Stupid full page ads. I hate those damn things. I'll take them over video playing without my permission, though. All I got to do is stop it. CNN anchor Jake Tapper. Oh, wait. I deleted that. How did it still go to you? Because I haven't actually been over on Twitter, so it was probably stuck in place. And when I went back over there, I was just able to click it. It's amazing how things work when you don't pay attention to them. Just got to say. James says, is there a sex tape yet? No. And we all want to see it. Preferably a lesbian one. With Kellyanne Conway's daughter. Did you guys see her? Oh, my. There were pictures of her floating around yesterday. Kellyanne Conway and that, I don't know if that fat moron she's married to is the dad. But they were showing Kellyanne next to her daughter, and her daughter is gorgeous, you guys. Don't worry, she's old enough for me to be saying that. Yeah, she's an outspoken political chick. I'm like, oh, that just makes her hotter. Now the only question is, does she take after her mom or her dad? And I didn't read the story because I was busy, but she takes after her dad. I'm like, oh, it's stupid. At least it's good. It's nice to look at. But anyway, CNN anchor Jake Tapper offered a rare defense of White House press secretary Kaylee McEnany after many members of the media, including his own network colleagues, spread a misleading quote from Thursday's press briefing. McEnany reiterated President Trump's strong stance on wanting children to go back to school in the fall amid a fiery debate about how educators can prevent the spread of the coronavirus outbreak. The science should not stand in the way of this, but as Dr. Scott Atlas said, I thought this was a good quote. Of course we can do it. Everyone else in the Western world, our peer nations are doing it. We are the outlier here, McEnany said, quoting the former Stanford Medical Center neurology chief. The science on this is very clear. For example, you look at the JAMA pediatric study of 46 pediatric hospitals in North America that said the risk of critical illness from COVID is far less for children than the seasonal flu. The science is on our side here. We encourage localities and states to just simply follow the science. Open our schools, she continued. All right, did you hear all that? Did you hear all that? She says there's no reason for the science to get in the way. Going on to say the science is on our side. Yeah. That's not how it got portrayed in the media, though. No. After playing a clip of that exchange on his show, Tapper corrected CNN chief medical correspondent Dr. Sanjay Gupta, who knocked the press secretary for having an alternative facts kind of moment. If I could just say, Sanjay, Tapper interjected, I think she was just trying to say that the science shouldn't stand in the way because that science is on our side. I don't know that all of the science is on their side, and certainly this White House, their respect for science knows bounds. Let's put it that way, but I think that's what she was getting at. However, Dr. Gupta wasn't the only CNN journalist to misinterpret McKinnon. CNN's chief anti-Trump reporter, Jim Acosta, that's actually as written here. This is Fox News. Of course it is. CNN chief anti-Trump reporter Jim Acosta tweeted about what McKinnon said, suggesting she was anti-science. The White House press secretary on Trump's push to reopen schools, quote, "The science should not stand in our way of this." Acosta later added, McKinnon went to say the science is on our side here. His misleading tweet, though, went to get nearly 40,000 retweets, while his follow-up tweet that provided the much-needed context received less than 800. Among those who shared Acosta's initial tweet include CNN national security analyst Sam Vinograd, CNN contributor, I'm just not reading these anymore. Anyway, so there you go. And then Jake Tapper actually tweeted out, folks, read the entire McKinnon comment about the science should not stand in the way of opening schools. She's arguing that the science is on the side of those who want to open them. She cites the JAMA study. I am not taking a position on the matter, but be fair. Good for him. However, you should have retweeted what that shitbag Jim Acosta said in this tweet. You didn't, because you're not going to start a fight with CNN Jesus over there. I'm not sure which one is CNN Jesus. I think it's Jim Acosta, because he's the one that had to go through the trials and tribulations. He's the one that was oppressed. So I think he's the Jesus. But you're not allowed to question that lying piece of shit. His original tweet, there was plenty of room to put the rest of what she said. There was enough to put the rest of what she said that he quotes in his next quote or in his next tweet. The science is on our side here. He had plenty of room left over. It's not like he ran out of fucking characters and had to make a second tweet later. Wonder if I can find that. Let's see. Here's his original tweet. How long did it take him to correct himself? Oh shit, his doesn't even pop up. I got to go over to his page now. God damn it. I hate going to his page. He's a douchebag and I end up reading stupid shit. Oh, he is he retweeted. There we go. So his first one came at 3:01. When did his second one go out? 12 minutes later. 12 minutes later. It takes a long time to write a much shorter tweet. Apparently he's got fat thumbs and kept fucking it up. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. The only surprise here is that Tapper actually stood up and went and actually did some real reporting. I mean, he still had to take a swing at him, this administration's, their relationship with science is, iffy at best. Ha ha ha. But I mean, let's be fair to her in this one instance. At least he did that much. It's more than anyone else was doing when she said this. And now there's another one of those instances where I guarantee you over the next couple of months, you will see it quoted that science shouldn't stand in our way. That's what they said, even though it's not what they said. What they were saying is that the science is on their side, and something that's on your side isn't a roadblock. But that's not how it went out, because Jim Acosta is a fucking shitbag. He's a fucking shitbag. And by the way, he retweeted himself instead of putting that as a response to his original tweet. You might think, well, more people will see. No. That way, anybody who clicks on that original doesn't see his follow-up. Like if you go to this story that I'm at right now and you click on it, because, stories can link tweets, you won't find that tweet. You got to go all the way over to his timeline and dig through it to find his retweet. Yeah. You think that was done on accident? I've followed Acosta for a while. He knows how to respond to his own tweets. I've seen him do it a lot. And this is just another, the Fox News taking a shot at him here by calling him, the chief anti-Trump correspondent. It's correct. I mean, it's not even really an insult. It's just reality. And when it comes to CNN, I honestly, God, I haven't figured out if they really are all that left. I know some of them are. Don't get me wrong. Your Don Lemon and your Christy Cuomo definitely are. But people like Jim Acosta, I can't tell if he is really, really left or just hates Trump. Because it's not like he goes out there pushing a lot of really leftist narratives very often. He just pushes Trump sucks. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I guess we got to talk about the virus. We should talk about it. Got to talk about it. I was looking up some numbers earlier. Let me see if I still have those I can find in my history. Do y'all miss? Oh, excuse me. Do y'all miss the old Internet Explorer history when it was so much easier to find and that it wasn't hidden somewhere? These days, you got to go looking for your own fucking history. Where the hell was that? Damn, I might just have to look it up again. No. Son of a bitch. It wasn't that long ago that I was looking for it. I'll just do a search up here. COVID. I know one of the terms I was searching was COVID, so I need this one and this one and that one open. Okay, so I was looking through the California and Florida COVID things. There were, the numbers. No, where's the Florida one? This one. There we go. Yeah, there we go. So I'm looking at California, right? And it lists the positive cases. It lists the death toll. But there's something really weird going on with the death toll. All right. If you go back to the beginning of April 1st, 1,000 people in California were confirmed to have COVID. on that day, 32 people died. 1,000 confirmed, 32 people dead. This is way back when people are going, holy shit, that's a whole bunch of percentage. That's a higher percentage than the flu, you guys. Remember that? California's cases per day stayed relatively even. I mean, it is a, let's pull it up on the, so you guys can see what the hell I'm looking at here. This is the chart. This is the cases per day. See, I mean, there's a very gradual rise. So right here. So the middle of June. Which, by the way, is about 2 weeks after the riot started. Anyhow, and then we see this sharp spike up. Boing, from the last peak, which was 2,700, right? All the way up to 8,000 a day. For the last 14-day average, yesterday was actually, it's hard to get this right where it needs to be to see what yesterday was, like 12,000 or something like that. Come on. No, I don't want the rolling average shitbag. Damn it. It's a shitty chart is what it is. Anyway, so it's like 15,000 or something like that. Because, I mean, right over here, you had 11, or not 15,000, like 10,000, 11,000 over here. You see the number of deaths? That stays pretty average. It stays right about the same amount, no matter how high that has gotten. Anybody see that? Am I the only one who's noticing that? That this is the numbers they keep talking about in the press. And not even this one. Not even this one, because this is California. And they're not talking very much about this. Although the New York Times did finally write a front page article about this, about what's going on in California yesterday. Before then, it's all been about Florida. When people are like, California, California. Because California has gone from Governor Newsom's doing a great job. What the fuck? But you're not really seeing a huge spike in deaths. I mean, you had 14-day rolling average of, where was it at? Stop it. Stupid thing. Stupid bouncing ball. God, this graph sucks. Of about 80 here. And right now it's only at 84. From when it was right down here, known cases, to here, which is more than quadrupled. But I was looking at the Florida cases as well. Because Florida is what everybody's talking about. Florida's the one everybody's like, hey, look what's going on, man. Why is everything so bad in Florida? That's not the one I wanted. Is it this one? No. Sorry, this other one I found through a different article. And well, this one has the information. The other one just had better stuff on it. Not that motherfucker. Anyway, this is why I don't go back and forth. This is why I just tell you guys about the stuff I've learned. Let's see, 15,300 new positive COVID cases in Florida. This is on July 11th. This was Saturday. Today. What date was this printed? On the 12th. So, yeah. 45 new deaths. Let's see. Confirmed by DOH, 9,000 cases. Tested by private labs. Or sorry, that's how many were confirmed. Tested by private labs, 256,000. 9,000 confirmed. And then you look at these numbers and their confirm rates and their travel, and it's just a whole bunch of quick scare them. I mean, nothing else. I don't understand it. Here, let me. I did find the other one finally. Is this health metrics? No. No. Where's the one? Yeah, okay, I'll bring this on the screen so you guys can see I'm not retarded. I'm trying to find which. There's all of these tabs at the bottom. This is what I was looking for. See this right there? This is what's supposed to scare everybody. See the people who are getting it the most. That's what this graph right here is. This is people getting it the most. It's young people, you guys. From 15 to 64 is when you're going to get it the most, you guys. It doesn't do that for deaths. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? It doesn't sort it by who dies the most. You know why? Because it's almost a flat fucking line until you get right about here when it starts to go up, and then it goes spike at 85 plus. Because if you get it here in this green zone, chances are you'll be fine. This teal zone, chances are you'll be fine. This aqua zone, chances are you'll be fine. Even the blue zone, chances are you're gonna be fine. But they don't break it down that way. Because you got to be scared of this shit, guys. Once again, before anybody, hey, your COVID is bad. Wear your fucking mask, take precautions, wash your hands, blah, blah, blah. But it is not what you're being told it is. When they talk about the science being on their side, making it okay so people are going to, or it's okay for kids to go back to school, it's going to be fine for kids to go back to school. It'll probably be the best for us. It'd probably have been the best thing for us to do all along. Now, there was a hope that with warm weather, this shit would die out and people could go out to beaches and stuff and be okay. That didn't happen. You know what would have been a better idea? To slowly introduce it to everyone. What's a good way to do that? Oh, yeah. By little snot carriers that bring shit home from school. Instead, you've locked everybody away. Locked everybody away. Anyhow, oh, man. So. That's our corona news for the day. I just love that. Look how scary it is if you're in this age range. Yeah, who's dying? 4,000 deaths there in 4,000 plus deaths there in Florida. Out of, I think there's a thing, one of those graphs down there, it actually shows you how many tests they've done. There have been 25, what is it? Is it 25 million negative tests, or is it 2.5 million? Damn it, I just closed that when I shouldn't have. I needs me a what's it called? Producer. All right, where's that at? Nope. Here we go. It's 2.499 million tests. So 2.5 million tests. So less than a tenth of the population has tested positive out of the 2.8 million tests that have been done. Less than a tenth of them have shown up as, well, about a tenth of them, a little over, as positive. It actually comes out to like 12%, something like that, if you do the math, which is about where it stays. It's gone up a little bit in the last, what is this, month or so, since June, it's gone up. It was at about 8%, and right now it's at, what is it, 11.96. Scurry, you guys. You have a 1 in 10 chance of getting a disease that has about a 1 in a billion chance of actually killing you. And do not forget that a lot of these positive tests are not people who have it. It's people who had it. Big difference. Because they're already over it. We only know they had it because they have the antibodies, which means they had it. And it was so innocuous, they didn't even fucking know it. Be scared, everybody. Be horribly afraid. Corona's coming for you. Don't forget to vote Democrat. Sebastian Bach, lead singer of Skid Row, actually came out and said that if anybody else had been president, nobody would have died from corona. I'm paraphrasing, but that's what he said. Nobody would have died from corona if anybody else had been president, because all other presidents didn't deny science. So some people believe, man. It's what this what's being pushed, man. Donald Trump killed you guys. Donald Trump killed you all. Imagine something so deadly you don't even know you have it, right? That's a bitch, ain't it? Yeah. Ranting Monkey, well, if they would just sort of slip it in, like Washington State keeps getting better and better, but now it's so much worse. Like Jay Inslee is working overtime. Wow, that just jumped off my screen. To lose the job. See, again, this is where my conspiracy mind comes in. I'm having so much trouble with this coming out of China, and it's just happening to help so much with the election. What else do we have going on? 72 NFL players tested positive. Not for illegal drugs, not for HIV. I'm guessing it's for the corona. If only they were young and healthy, had no underlying health conditions, they'd probably have a near 100% survival rate. Ex-Ellen employees allege toxic work culture. Again? I thought that already happened like months ago. Supposedly she's a real cunt to work for. What else do we have? Guys, we're over an hour in, and my voice is starting to go. I don't know if I'm going to do it. I might just go lay down, guys. Because my throat actually hurts. It's not just that it's can you guys hear it? Did you hear the change? It's like I'm going through reverse puberty. I'm losing the bass in my voice. Twitter races to unravel how cyber attack came from inside. Dun, dun, dun. We didn't talk much about this. Definitely not on this show. But the other day, was it yesterday? Twitter had to close down all verified accounts. And they did this because the verified accounts of people like Elon Musk and Bill Gates tweeted out that they've been told they need to give back, so they were going to do that. And if you sent them Bitcoin, they would send you twice as much back. And about 100. Last I saw, the estimated total was $119,000 worth of Bitcoin was sent. And reportedly, it was being given to charity. I have no idea if that's true or not. But yeah, you didn't hurt the big guys, jackass. Good job. And there's people who There's people who looked at this, and this isn't the same as a Nigerian scam. I see Faithless says, and I'm a Nigerian prince. I get that. And if I saw this and I had Bitcoin, I probably wouldn't have sent it to Bill Gates being, yeah, he's going to send me double back. But this was coming from their verified Twitter accounts. This wasn't just some random email from a Nigerian prince. This was Bill Gates' email account, a multi-billionaire telling if you sent him a little money, he would send you double back. I can see why people were like, I'm going to try this. People who are judging them harshly are not being realistic. They'd be like, if Bill Gates said that to you in person, you wouldn't believe him? No, I'd never believe that. I'm a smarter person. Shut up. Shut up. No, you weren't. You just didn't see it. You'd have been like, oh my God, I can't believe he's doing this, until you found out it was fake. This came from their verified Twitter accounts. That's why people believed it. Peter said he didn't become a billionaire by giving away money, although he's a philanthropist. Yeah, Bill Gates gives away millions of dollars a year. He gives out tons of money. So if I saw that from Bill Gates, I'd be like, damn, awesome, good for him. Wish I had Bitcoin. Now, some of the others that they did it to, I mean, Elon Musk is another one. This is a very wealthy man. Some of the others, maybe not. Like, that motherfucker don't got money to do that kind of thing, because they said, well, leave this open for 30 minutes. You can get a lot of fucking tweets in 30 minutes. But hackers claim to have all the DMs and will release them. Anyone believe that? Probably. There's just probably not that much interesting to find in their DMs. Millions to him is like pocket change to us. Exactly, Faithless. Exactly. I just don't think that too many of these guys are sitting around using their Twitter DMs for a lot of interesting shit. I imagine they have, a special iPhone just for that kind of stuff. It's not going through their goddamn DMs. So, I mean, yeah, go ahead and do it. But I would still think hack, but that's just me. If you want to say you would think it's a hack, all right. Like I said, if I had seen this, I'd have been like, damn, wish I had Bitcoin. If I see Bill Gates saying he's going to double people's money, and knowing how much money he has, and the fact that he plans to not have any of it when he dies, he's not planning on taking any of it with him. As Twitter Inc. grapples with the worst security breach in 14-year history, it must now uncover whether its employees were victims of sophisticated phishing schemes, or if they deliberately allowed hackers to access high-profile accounts. The way this happened, I'm having trouble believing that the accounts were individually hacked. To me, this sounds like somebody got into their system. And to me, that's probably a phishing thing. Some idiot, or somebody who used to be on the inside who knew a thing or two. I would be looking at employees who left within the last 5 years. Jim Beam says, how many philanthropists ask for money before giving it away? Since it was supposedly to be helping the Bitcoin, it makes sense to ask for it first. This wasn't send me $1,000, I'll send you $2,000. It was send me whatever Bitcoin you send me, I'll send you twice as much Bitcoin back. And that does matter to that, because it is a traded currency, and that kind of stuff helps push up its value. Kylie says inside job. It'd be weird for it to be an inside job. I'm not saying it's not, but man, what a way to throw away your career and your freedom. Supposedly, a current employee gave the hackers a tool to do the hack. I can see that, but I just can't imagine. You would have to really hate your employer in this case to do that, because you're opening yourself up to federal charges here, man. You're going to go to prison for a long time for that. On Wednesday, some of the world's most prominent people, including President Barack Obama, Joe Biden, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, and Warren Buffett, had their Twitter accounts post invitations for an apparent Bitcoin scam. Twitter reacted by blocking further posts from all verified accounts on service and said it had detected a coordinated social engineering attack by people who successfully targeted some of our employees with access to internal systems and tools. I would really hope. See, this is one of the things I've wondered about all this work at home stuff. When you do work at home, whether you're going through a VPN or whatever, you're still putting your internal networks out there into the void. There's a pathway to your internal networks. And I mean, it wouldn't take that much phishing. It really wouldn't. All it takes is somebody stupid enough to give it out. Now, if some jackass was like, "Oh, here you go, you can have that, have this." They were blackmailed, monkey. Just remember, this is all just now coming out. I read an hour before the Redskins thing broke that they were being charged with paying off refs for $2 million. Twitter shares were down 3% Thursday morning in New York. A social engineering attack means leveraging the human element of security, and there are many different ways to do that, said Rachel Tobach, Chief Executive Officer of San Francisco-based Social Proof Security. I can fish someone who has administrative access and try to gain access to their credentials and log into the account, she said. Or the less technical method would be to develop a relationship with someone who works on those panels and convince them to do your bidding for you. Security awareness companies like Twitter would be mandatory, but ultimately it's hard to track insider attacks when it is the employees rather than the technology who fall under the microscope, Tobach said. I feel like it would be easier to track the employee, because all you have to do is see, okay, that's stupid. That's stupid. It's easier to attack that because you don't have to go find the line of code that broke. Security awareness at companies like Twitter. Oh, never mind. It used to be the Nigerian Prince letter with a bunch of spelling mistakes, and now it's something that almost looks legitimate, but it always starts with a person. There's a playbook for doing this. There are cyber criminal organizations that make millions of dollars. It's the fastest growing business in the world, she said. Well, yeah, it's an easy way to steal money from people. And I'm not saying they weren't blackmailed into giving that, just throwing that out there, but you don't need to blackmail people for that. All you need is stupid people. No matter how many times you tell people, do not ever give out your password, do not ever give out your password, do not ever give out your password. Do not ever give out your password. Anyone who needs it wouldn't need you to give it to them. Please understand that. Some jackass is going to be like, oh shit, this says I need to send him my password. This looks like a real Twitter thing. God, they've had companies where the entire company website was duped. Somebody knew what it looked like and would phish different individuals, and people would go there and go, shit, they want my password. Not enter your password. No. What is your password in the email still? You need to send it to us so we can give you a new one. Like, why would they need you to send them your password to give you a new one. Because the forms on the page itself were all broken. None of it worked. It was just a dupe of the front page of their internal network. Once you put your stuff out, this is why I've never understood why, like when the DoD has been hit by cyber attacks and stuff. I'm like, why are they on an online system? Why isn't that a closed system? This isn't like what was that movie, War Games, where it's like you just dial up on your modem and you can dial up the DoD and get right into their thing. That's not how it works. On a closed system where you have to be on site, and there's no way to get in unless you have that system somehow hooked up to the outside world. If you're not on the internet, your computer can't get a virus unless you put a DVD or a CD or something in there that has a virus. If you're just playing games that already exist there and you've never gone on the internet with it, you're never going to get a virus. Nobody's ever going to get into your computer because there's no way to do it. It's once you plug in that cord, then it becomes susceptible. So things like the DoD. Why in the fuck are our major DoD centers online? Now, I understand some, for communication. Okay, I'll give you that. But man, some of the, like, dear fucking God. China's cyber attacking the DoD. Are they inside the Department of Defense, like actually in the building? No? Well, then that's your fault, dumbass. Boomer's disapproving tone. How dare you? Boomers invented reverse mortgages and password scams. Did they? DoD has their own network unconnected to the internet. They also have a rather sensitive network connected to the internet. So does the FBI, and I don't know if the CIA does. I know the FBI does. A lot of these places have been hit over and over again. It's like, take your systems off the internet, you stupid shits. You don't need everything out there. Have a basic website that tells people what you do. It doesn't need to have any kind of important structural command to it, you dumb shits. It's the fucking internet. Stop putting your shit out there. It won't get out there. I guess this is my way of asking what the DoD was wearing. Now, if somebody was blackmailed in this, I mean, that would make a lot more sense to me. But I've known too many dumbass people who should be smarter than they are, who give out their fucking passwords. And it's not as hard as people think to get them. I've never gone looking for them. In fact, if I talk to anybody about that in any way, the first thing I tell them, do not give me your password. I don't fucking want it. Don't want it. And don't give it to anyone else either. Literally, anyone who needs your password doesn't need you to give it to them. That's just a fact. Anybody that would need to get into your account can do it without your password. Because the only people that would need to get in like that are tech people who have higher clearance of things than you probably even realize, and they don't need your password. Remember when the little Chinese spy chip and server story a while back? DoD said it couldn't work on their servers because it's not connected to the normal internet. I don't remember that exact story, but you're saying that them saying it wasn't connected to the normal internet. I remember that part of a story. Today's lesson in the internet. Look, it's not as hard as people make it. People are people make the internet and computers far more complicated than they need to be. They're really not that complicated. Writing code is very complicated. That's why anytime I hear the term hacker, I laugh my ass off, because I know chances are it's not an actual hacker. This is not somebody who went and broke a system. Very few people in history have ever done that. Most of it is phishing. Most of the times you hear that, it's either phishing, or if you're talking about a hacker in a video game, it's some script kiddie where somebody else wrote a small script that allows them to get around whatever it is they're getting around, whether it's where they can't die, whether they move really fast, any of that shit. It's not actual hacking. What hacking used to be was you would actually break into a system. It was not easy to do, and these were super nerds, man. And most people don't do it. It's exactly. End users mess up. Lesser logic. Exactly. End users mess up. They fuck it up. They give it's almost always giving their fucking password out. What happened with Clinton or the DNC? Fucker gave the password out. Like, these hackers? Okay, they didn't hack. They broke in. They did break in, but that's not a hack. I mean, they got this idiot to give them their fucking username and password. Yeah, I got one of those where I used to work. I had a remote access, and we were online. So occasionally my email would get we need your username and password. And I would always respond with my username, because they already had that to send me an email. Now my password was always go fuck yourself, which has never been my password anywhere. DNC was internal. What? Thought the password was Obama 08, Obama 2008. Password 1. Oh God, the people who either use password or actually use the Spaceballs things 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Seth Rich was his name. Stop it. If you remember nuking people with their IP address, you're OG. Oh God. It's hard to be calling it a hack when somebody hands you the password. Oh yeah, I mean, but that's what they say. They'll call it a hack all over the place. That's why I'm really curious what happened here in the Twitter one, because you would think the blackmail thing, that makes sense. If somebody got blackmailed into giving that shit out or into helping somebody, okay. Although even then, I mean, how bad would it have been of what they had on you that you wouldn't go to the police in that situation? Were you just hoping that when you get caught, you could just say, I was blackmailed? It's not usually how they handle crimes. I mean, maybe you get let off easy, but at least that makes sense, because this is Twitter. This is a company that their whole reputation is on how secure they can keep things, even more so than their stupid fucking political stances. Mata says CP monkey. Well, even if it was them having child porn, once it all comes out, that's going to come out anyway. You're screwed either way. You know what I mean? You'd be better off nuking your whole system and calling them liars, you know? I'm wondering what the hell they had on him if it was a blackmail thing. The only other thing that makes sense to me is an employee who recently left and not on good terms, who either left themselves a back door or knew just the right buttons to push anyway. And yet somehow the media ignored. Oh, what are we talking about there? I always use wrong spellings of obscure words as passwords. I use there's some things I'll make a password that I intentionally never remember. I will just use whatever fucking thing comes to mind. It's never you know, just like a word. There's words and letters and capitals and all that bullshit you're supposed to have there. But I honestly don't remember them. So I got locked out of my Steam. You can't get into my Steam. I can't get into my Steam. Last time it happened to me, I had to wait almost a day for Steam to let me back into my account. I had to prove I was me. Fuck it. I sign in, remember who I am. And then if somebody else tries signing in, it'll kick them out. And it'll be like, did you ask for your password? I'm like, no, fuck that. 2-step verification, baby. Disposable password. Yeah, man, I don't fucking remember them at all. There was actually, I went to set up a, what was it on? It was on one of my accounts. I forget which one. But I went to set up a new password because I got locked out of the account and had to get back into it. So I'm like, okay, help me out here. And when you do that, they make you put in a new password. And I accidentally used a password that I'd used apparently within the last 5 times of making the password. It's on an account I've had for years. But occasionally I got to get back in there and I don't have it. It's one that'll remember your username, but not your password. And I fucking hate that. I don't let my computer remember any of my passwords. Fuck you. There have been people, oh, there's programs that'll do that for you. I don't care. I'm not saving that shit on my computer. No. But it's encrypted. Until it's not. I don't do that shit. They made passwords so complicated you have to write them down if you use more than one. Like I said, that's why I don't. I have a group of passwords that I use for things that I know I need to get into repeatedly. There's very few of those. Everything else I just stay logged in for. And yeah, God help me if one of those, if I get logged out. Fuck. It's actually a pain in the ass because there's some websites that because I use the 2 different internets, when I plug in my satellite and I go there, I'm not logged in anymore. And it's like, fuck, I can't sign in. I don't know my fucking password. That happened to me on Google the first time I went over there. The first time I did it on Google. Google's like, you're doing this from a new location. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm in the same place. Stacy, how was your birthday? I hope you had a great one, man. Seth Rich was murdered, called a robbery, nothing missing from his body. Seth Rich just got sad. Let's be honest. Just like all of the other people in the Clinton history that have gotten sad by doing things like bouncing off of mountains. Oh. Yeah, like a month ago, Google was making me sign in every time I went online. I don't know what that was about. Yeah, the only time I've had to do it is luckily, now that I've been using the satellite more, I'm not running into it as often. But there are still a few sites that when I plug in, man, like, who are you? I'm like, God damn it. Really bugs me. Knowing too much about the Clintons will make you sad. It will, both figuratively and literally. Seth Rich was Epstein before Epstein. Yeah. Who's the guy that bounced off the mountain? Ron something. He was a black guy, wasn't he? Oh, fuck. What was his name? Because you also have Vince Foster, who died under odd circumstances. That one, at least you can, okay, it kind of looks like they set up a crime scene thing. He did it himself, maybe. Ron Coleman, no, neither of those sound right. No, God damn it. Now you guys are just yelling out Ron names. Was it like the Secretary of Interior or something like that, wasn't it? Fuck. What was his name? Clinton associate as in plane crash. Ron Brown. Haha. See, can't believe nobody got that before I did. All y'all being jackasses over here. He died in 96 when the plane, the Air Force plane, hit a fucking mountain. It was weird. Really weird. Too late, Chris. I already had to look it up. Spent most of my birthday at the DMV. I still got to go get my license redone. This is the year I have to get a new license because Michigan changed their licenses again. And my birthday was back in April, but that's all been put on hold because of the COVID orders. So, yeah, I got to go. Ham and Beans got it first. What? I wasn't looking at the screen. I will give him credit for getting it, but yeah, I didn't see his. So well done, Ham. Yeah, Ron Brown. There's a weird list of people associated with the Clintons. You guys watch Scrubs? There's a great. When was that? Maybe season 4 or 5, where Elliot starts to tell a story. And somebody asks her why all of her stories end up with somebody killing themselves. And that's what it. So every time I've watched that episode, I'm like, oh my God, she's Hillary Clinton. She's Hillary Clinton. Would I pork my mayor? I don't even know who my mayor is. The last mayor I knew, absolutely not. He was a douchebag, but that was years ago. I haven't paid attention, to be honest with you. I don't understand how pilots miss the giant mountains, but whatever. I'm not even blind. I'm not even that blind. Look, man, I have a feeling it wasn't Ron Brown who got sad. It was the pilots. And yeah, Governor, I don't know. Probably. I wouldn't feel good about it. Look, there's dumb women, and then there's I feel like in that one, I would feel like feel like you're fucking a potato kind of thing, because she's not a smart woman. She's not especially attractive either. She's got a weird look to her that I don't like. I'm trying to quantify that, and I can't. There's just something about her that's like, oh God, I would shoot myself. I'd have to. My dick would shoot itself. She's got that really fake looking smile. Yeah. The pilot hit a speed bump and lost control. Stop it. DMV, the night was better. Friend snatched me up and went to every strip club in town. Cool, Stacy. I hope you had a great time. And my governor is Whitmer. Governor Whitmer here in Michigan. I don't know, man. It's got to be something about the way she talks. Because when I first saw her, I'm like, oh, she's kind of attractive. But there's something. It's not her being dumb, because I like dumb women. It's not her being bitchy, because I like bitchy women. It's just something about her. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it, and I wouldn't put my dick in it. D. Quaid Man says, I'd fuck the COVID out of her. Ugh. You do you, man. Now, there's that chick that's running against Susan Collins up there. What's her name? Sarah. I forget her last name now. The Democrat running for the Senate seat that Collins holds up in Maine. She's another one that's kind of got that look, but not as bad. Oh, you know what? I just realized what it is about both of them. Both of them. They remind me of one of my aunts. And yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that. Just going to leave it at that. Not going to mention which one or any clues about it, but yeah. Yeah, that's what it is. Oh my God. It's all right. The sanctimony mixed with dumb and smug. You're not far off, Faithless. You're not far off. That's not to say look, all of my aunts married into the family. I'm not blood related to any of them, even if I was blood related to this side of the family, which I'm not. And then there's one in particular, like, damn. I'm not even shy about it. Just like, damn. And there's other ones that are like, where are we going? I call her on Pooper Tuesdays. What? No. Whatever happened to Tulsi? She dropped out of the race and went back to Hawaii to finish out her term. I don't know. Last I heard, she wasn't running again. So she's probably going to end up on some news network somewhere or in some consulting firm kind of thing. Richo says, I have one of the hottest cousins the world has ever seen. Such a waste. Well, what kind of cousin we talking about here? You talking about first cousin? That would be a waste. When does it become okay to bang your cousins? Isn't there a sliding scale? Ain't this some shit the British figured out so they'd stop having kings and queens who drooled on themselves? I got an aunt who had plow, no blood ties, she's adopted and like 12 or so years older than me, I think, and Asian, so a massive plus. Well, there you go, man. Always look for those positives. And yeah, Richo, just move to Arkansas and you can bang your cousin. Third or fourth cousin, second or third. I'm pretty sure it's at least third or beyond. All right. Second is legal, but still a bit too close for comfort. Yeah. I mean, just, I don't know. Don't bang your family. I have a feeling like even if it was like, this is your fifth cousin, twice removed, I'd be like, cousin, huh? Well, it was nice to meet you. I'm going to go find someone I can fuck. I just, once it's related, it's no. And I mean, they say we're all related in some respect. Anybody who's survived, you're related to certain famous people just because the bloodlines have, mixed so much. But when you can trace it, that's when you're like, no. No. And if you bang your cousin and later find out they're your fifth cousin, stop. We have these familial words on purpose. There's a meaning to that. It means don't put your dick in it. I'm pretty sure that's what it meant. Family equals nope. Yes. And that's why I'm so against Back to the Future, because she was trying to bang her son. Yes, Chris, stop. Get help. No. Who was it? Jerry Lee Lewis he married his first cousin, didn't he? The rock star, Jerry Lee Lewis, Great Balls of Fire. Or was it his second cousin? I can't remember. I know he married a cousin, and that's just, no. But I'm a rock star, and I'm all kinds of weird. Like, that's not an okay weird to be. Stop it. There are other women out there. Is it homo to bang a gender swapped clone of yourself? No. If it's gender swapped, it wouldn't be you now, would it? Chris says, yeah, she was also 13. Yeah. Jerry Lee Lewis, that one is who we're talking about. He married a young cousin of his. And just no. People are like, oh, he sings good. I love the song Great Balls of Fire. It came out way before I was born, though. By the time I was born, his Pride was actually legal. But I hear them like, no, what the fuck? Fifth cousin twice removed is really far removed. That is completely legal, monk. Mata, you do you. If cousin is in there, no. D. Quaidman says, that was a quick answer. We've had that argument on this show at least twice. At least twice. Oh, man. So we've almost made it a full hour. Great balls of fire in my cousin. That's not cool. We've almost made it a full hour since I was thinking about wrapping it up after an hour. So we're going to wrap up here. We're an hour and 50. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for hanging out. Sorry about my voice. Oh, it's driving me. It hurts and it's making the pain isn't as near as bad as hearing it in my head because I don't sound right to me. It's like, who's using my voice? You're using it wrong, bitch. Go sleep, monks. No, probably won't do that either. Havoc says, I just joined. Sorry, bud. It's just I'm spent. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for the donations. You guys are very, very generous. Very, very kind to me, and I really do appreciate it. Let's see. Tonight, we're going to be on Scribe's channel for Lords of the Night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. What is this? Is Friday. I think me and Scribe have me and Satsu have a game stream. Don't quote me on that. I have no idea. The schedule has changed a little bit from what it used to be. I think we're still doing Fridays. So keep an eye on 2 Cents Plus. That's the number 2, CENTS PLUS. And if we do, it'll be right after Lords of the Night. I'm debating a game stream of my own right now. We'll see what happens. And if I do, I'll see you guys probably in about 20 minutes. If I don't, I'll see y'all in the morning. Thank you for watching. Have a great one. I'll see you next time. Dear